So welcome to Defense Talks in our Executive Video Spotlight series. We're here with Shannon Sullivan, Defense Director at Google Public Sector. As the Joint Force pushes toward JADC2, what will be the key to successfully delivering a seamless transfer of data among the services for quicker and better decision-making in a future fight?
That is a very complex question, but I will say that it's an exciting and definitely achievable construct. I think take a look at our commercial lives. We hold in our pocket a communications and compute and intelligence device that can work in relatively disconnected operations and provides incredible capability. Obviously, the Defense Department has significantly greater challenges, and that's got to be very remote, austere, denied environments. It's got to work at all kinds of classification levels, and as Dr. Iyer just pointed out in the talks, interoperability between applications and services is a significant challenge. However, I do think there's a lot of technologies that are coming out now that can make a difference, and actually a couple were just announced this week. We announced the conclusion of our Mandiant acquisition, which does threat intelligence, it does awareness, it allows you to protect and respond, as well as the other suite of Google products. So I think that's going to give a very strong end-to-end security solution. And as an example, there was just recently last month, the major DDoS attack in which Google was able to prevent. It was the largest one in the world, and Google was able to prevent that attack within a couple of minutes and shut that down. Another example, I think, where technology companies are helping is in Ukraine. Google received the first Ukrainian Peace Prize for our Project Shield, which defended the Ukrainian government's website from attack to display information. So that was an exciting announcement. There was another exciting announcement on the same day, on Monday, and that was the spinoff called Alaria, which came out of Alphabet. And that provides all-domain global communications, doing optimizations in real time. So think about that: air, land, sea, space, optimizing communications link in real time as you pass through that geospatial time. Really exciting. A third technology, I think, that's leading edge is General Dynamics Mission Systems last month demonstrated the capability to put Anthos Tactical, that's basically our capability to do a multi-cloud platform on existing hardware on Army edge units. So I guess what I'm saying is I think JADC2 is certainly going to be a challenge, but I think there are commercial technologies, there are technologies that are coming out that are being very innovative and can help along that path.
That's great. So what emerging technologies, AI, 5G, and others, will have the greatest impact on the DoD's mission over the next decade?
Well, the future, I think, of a lot of the technology is certainly changes from year to year. It changes so rapidly from month to month. I do think there's a couple things that the DoD needs to embrace. Now, first of all, I think the government cloud concept is an anachronism that was certainly important at the beginning, at the turn of the century, but for unclassified workloads, it doesn't scale, it can't keep up with parity, and it's expensive. It doesn't make sense. And do you really want to tell the enemy where all your data is and sitting in these isolated defense cages? So I think we need to move to a much broader concept when we start to look at how cloud services, at least on the commercial side, the Department of Defense. Secondly, we need to embrace open platforms. Google's success has been on creating platforms that allow developers, that allow people to build on top of. It's the same concept in the DoD, and I think if you look at the Rapid Sustainment Office or at Pilot Training Transformation, they're using an open platform. It's an API-based system that allows you to reach out and get data where it exists, not try to create this gigantic data lake, but whether it's on-prem or whether it's in one of the 3 CSPs or wherever, they can get the data. It then allows multi-cloud operations, allows you to push policy, it allows you for experimentation, tech insertion, things like that. So these multi-cloud platforms, and here's two examples, one doing pilot training, one doing flight line maintenance. It's essentially the same platform, but you're able to do multi-missions with it. So I think we need to embrace that multi-cloud platform. Finally, there needs to be better cooperation between defense and the commercial world. So as an example, through our partnership with Skywater and the Defense Microelectronics Association, we're standing up an open source community to do domestic chip development to get us off the reliance of foreign producers. So, and also you've got these small innovators that don't have the capital to stand up a whole chip manufacturing, but in this open source ability, they're able to insert technology, suggest ideas, et cetera, to speed that adoption of chip technology. So some examples I just think are going to be affecting and the Defense Department's future cloud computing.
Great, perfect.